We're now going to show you how you can create tracks in Google Earth and translate those and put them on your Humminbird PC. This is going to be a great navigation aid because I'll be able to go through this trouble area here, and I'll know where the big stumps are, and I'll create a track that I can idle through, and I know I'm not going to hit something. So let's get started. First thing I need to do is click on the icon that's going to allow me to create my new path, and I'm going to go ahead and name it now, and I'm going to call this big stumps or avoid big stumps. Okay, that's going to be the name of it. And when I get over in this area, I've got my little box, and this, every time I left click, it's going to put a mark down. And so I'm going to assume that I'm coming from this direction. I'll put my first mark there. I'll come up to here, click another one, click another one here, another one here, another one here, another one there, and another one there. Now I can get off plane at this point, idle in, and go up to this point, and then get back on plane again, and I'll feel safe that I'm not going to hit anything. So I'm going to click OK, and there they are, my avoid big stumps. Now my next task is going to be to export this, and so I'm going to right click, and I'm going to save, place as, and I'm going to save it as a KML file, not a KMZ, and I'm going to save it in that same my Humminbird PC folder under my documents, and so I'm going to save it there. Great, now that's done. You'll remember that we cannot go from a KML file that we saved out of Google Earth and load that into Humminbird PC. We have to use our GPS Babel application again to convert it. And so I'm going to convert it from the Google Earth keyhole markup language, the .kml format. I'm going to select my file. It's avoid big stumps. And I'm going to tell it just to get me everything. And I'm coming down here, and I'm going to say it goes to a GPX XML format, and the file name is going to be avoidbigstumps.gpx. I'm going to put it in this same folder. Click OK. Now I'm going to translate. Translation successful. Now I'll go into my Humminbird PC, File, Open, and let's get avoid big stumps. Okay, it's open. I can look at my waypoints, no routes, but there is a track, and there it is. As we discussed earlier, you cannot do any editing on the tracks, so what you have imported from Google Earth is what you have. And what you can do though is you can save this to your unit, and you can always make sure that you've selected avoid big stumps when you're going to navigate in this area, and that way the track will appear for you. And you might even make it a color like red or something like that in your Humminbird unit, so you know it's a danger kind of area. So that's how we create tracks in Google Earth and then import that into Humminbird PC. Here's some other things that you can do with tracks from Google Earth. I use an application called Sonar TRX where I can create mosaics of my site images and then use them on Google Earth. And what I've done is I've gone through an area here, and I found a building foundation, and I outlined it with a track on Google Earth. I imported that into Humminbird PC and then saved it off to my unit. So you can see on the right, when I idle up to that place, I can do one of two things. I can look at the foundation that I have saved previously as a mosaic, or I can look at it on the map as an outline. Here's an example of some farm ponds. The picture on the left and the picture on the right has two farm ponds. And so once again, I can use my site image mosaic saved off in my unit to idle up and actually look at a picture of what it is that's coming up, or I can create tracks in Google Earth, save them to Humminbird PC, and then have that on my map. So I can do either way, and that's some neat functionality that's kind of a bonus. However, be careful when you save a lot of tracks because they take up a lot of room, and you can use up all of your space for tracks in your unit. That's our chapter on tracks using Google Earth.